Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. This is the Please Understand podcast. Clocking in again, Thursday edition, February 19th. We are post All-Star break, kind of in the void for sports at the moment. What better time to talk Minnesota Twins? We'll try to sneak that one by everybody here tonight. Doing a little preview, talking some roster. We got front office shakeups. We've got a new manager. Are they going to sell this team? Hopefully, that'd be sweet. Kind of looking at the future going forward, more bigger picture stuff. It's pretty bleak out there right now. Pablo Lopez hurt as well. Then we'll talk about some fun stuff here. Anthony Edwards, All-Star Game MVP. Get a few thoughts on that. And we that PGA One and Done retroactive to yesterday's selection for our PGA One and Done contest. So we'll break that down as well. So mosey on up into the live stream, toss a few chats in the comments, and we'll try to keep this thing rolling here tonight. Try to keep a tight one again. Keep a tight 60-minute window if we can. So we've got our first quad box too. Look at me burying the lead. If you haven't noticed, all 100 million of you on the live stream. We've got our Twins correspondent, Twins official Please Understand reporter Daniel joining us again. He's going by Dan now, apparently in his quad, his part of the quad. So yeah, we can tell I know him well. Welcome, Dan. Good to have you back. Ready to talk some Twins, I'm assuming. So we got to just jump right in with the biggest news. Like we said, it's been bleak, and before anything can even get started, just a nice big kick in the ball sack with the Pablo Lopez injury. Looks like he's going to be out for the season. I did hear rumors of a second opinion, and they may just keep getting opinions as long as it takes. But have you heard? Is it final? Like he's done, right?
I looked a little bit ago, and it's still just second opinion. But I mean, it's a partial tear in a UCL. He's done. I mean, the odds of him. Even if they decide to do like a recovery process and not get Tommy John surgery, he's not going to pitch until late in the season. So he's done.
Pretty brutal. Can't even make it to the deadline for us to sell him away. That's when things are really going bad.
Right. Yep. Yeah. So that definitely, that's a huge blow to lose that for. I mean, he's your ace. You lose him, that instantly takes a toll on the team.
Yeah, just kills the vibe. And then chances of a lockout, I guess, in 2027. It seems like finally people are watching what the Dodgers are doing. And it's like, all right, we better get a fucking salary cap in here at some point. So Pablo may have pitched his last game for the Twins already.
Yeah. Well, and I don't even know. I know he's signed through 2027. I have no idea how contracts work with a lockout. Like if they get pushed back a year, or I have no idea how the contracts work in that situation. If his contract would now end in 28 instead of 27, if they lock out, or if they just, that counts. I don't know.
That's really getting in the weeds.
Yeah. So,
and they were probably going to trade him anyway. Like
more than likely.
So you don't get the opportunity to then get any return for him. It's probably like, hey, it's been real, and he's just going to dip. And what is he? He's getting into his 30s at least, right? How do you know? How
I think he's 29 or 30 right now.
Birthday look up.
Birthday look up.
That's what we do best. So, and anybody got any other Pablo thoughts? I mean, other than it's just pretty obviously just like, karma for just being a horribly run organization.
The only other thing is, have we ran him over to Target Center to check out the Timberwolves training staff, see if they'll fire him out there if he's good to go? That's the only other thing I can think of. I'm sure they'll approve him. Get him right on that field opening day.
That's where I'd be sending him after. If you hear that the devastating, and I feel like we don't see this anymore. Maybe it's because this dude is super, super old now, but like you hear the Dr. James Andrews and you're like, oh, fuck. This thing's done.
Right.
So we haven't heard the JA yet mentioned, but after that, then I'd be like, all right, Target Center, Mayo Clinic Square. Tell us something good. Can we get him back before the deadline or the trade deadline and sell him for some spare parts or something? But I mean, that was like one of the things you could actually look at our team and be like, the starting pitching, and we said the same shit last year, whatever, but like they got some good arms at the, top 3-4 of the staff. And now probably our first, maybe second best guy, depending on what you think of Joe Ryan, just gone. as public sentiment has just never been lower. And it's like, man, how are they gonna, it's gonna be bleak this year.
Honestly, I'm looking at the whole season as let's get the kids here. Let's see what the ones that are here already can do. Your key shows and your young guys like that have already debuted. Bradley, Mick Abel, those guys, let them go. See what can happen. See what we can get out of some of these young kids. But I'm not expecting. I mean, this team's probably going to end up 20 games under 500.
Only 20. The White Sox.
Only 20. It's hard to be as bleak as the White Sox.
Those are going to be some fun series.
Oh man.
So playing the young guys, obviously that's important. What do you think Shelton is he a guy that's like kind of realizing I'm kind of, nobody was interested in this, so I'm kind of just hired to be fired. I might as well just play these dudes, or do you think there's
I don't know on Shelton. I was looking him up. He was the manager of the Pirates for 5 or 6 years. Didn't do very well, but outside of the Twins owners, there's not a worse set of owners in all of sports than the Pirates. So,
I moving up.
I would fully expect them to, guys like Skeens and stuff. These guys are all going to walk from Pittsburgh too. They do the same shit that the Twins do, where they don't pay anybody. It's nothing new. So it's hard to blame him entirely for them being bad when he was manager, because he had nobody there. I mean, their rosters looked worse than what the Twins have in, recent years at a few points. So it's just kind of a wait and see. It's who knows if he's going to be any better than Rocco or any worse. We'll see.
Do you think that Shelton had a lot to do with that big Josh Bell signing? So when he played for him in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I don't mind that signing. I'd honestly rather have Bell playing first base than Cody Clemens every day. At least with Bell, you're going to get a guy who hits 250, 260. He'll probably get you 20, maybe 25 bombs at best. But he's a better player than Clemens offensively and defensively. So it's not the worst signing.
Is he just going to be a mouthpiece like for the front office or ownership? Like they hired him to just do whatever they fucking tell him to do.
It kind of seems like he's going to be another yes man, kind of just like Rocco was, where he just kind of listens to whatever they say behind the scenes. And, I just hope that he doesn't control the pitching staff as much as Rocco did and make those boneheaded decisions during games like Rocco did. I think everybody on the coaching staff is new, except there was one returning guy from last year. Like I believe it was the overall pitching coach. Maybe he'll actually get to do his job now. But yeah, a bunch of no names. And of course we got, maybe the best offseason move of the year was coaching staff bringing in Grady Sizemore.
Oh, okay.
To do what?
I think he's one of
the,
I want to say he's the
utility
manager. He's either one of the assistants or one of the base coaches. I can't remember which one he was, but he was pretty much the only name that I knew on the entire list of the coaches.
They wear the uniform. Just saying.
Do you think that we'll go back? It'll be interesting to see if we can go back to more of a traditional lineup rather than that was one thing we noticed with Rocco right away, where it was like, well, today this guy's leading off. Next day, batting seventh. Next day,
he changed it every day.
Yeah. Oh, you hit 2 home runs yesterday? Day off.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. I do think looking at the lineup this year, because another big thing that I saw with free agency, other than us, we really didn't do much. We brought in some bullpen guys, which we needed to. Anthony Banda was one of the guys we got from the Dodgers. that's a great pickup. He's a really good pitcher. They got a kid from Miami he only has thrown one season, but he pitched really well. So couple vets that had good track records that they signed to just see what they can do in spring training and see who makes the team. But my biggest takeaway from offseason was seeing them get rid of all of the bullshit players that we've done for years, where it's like,
name names,
like in the past, it was like Danny Santana and Kenny Vargas, where we'd give them 400 chances to be a good player. And this year it was Julian, Gasper, McCusker, Fitzgerald, Miranda. They're all gone. And it's just those guys that would constantly be like, oh, somebody's hurt. Let's not call up a prospect from AAA that's doing well. Let's call up one of these guys that has had 10 chances and they've never proved that they can be at the big league level. And to see them cut all of these guys was really nice. They DFA'd all of them. And it was just nice to see them all just be done.
Yeah. Two of those guys, I literally have no idea who they are. McCusker? Did I hear a McCusker in there?
Yeah.
And then the Gasper situation, I mean, look, no one's going to defend his play, but when you're watching 162 games, if you can just kind of tell yourself that this guy was brought out of the stands to play today, it kind of turns interesting.
It's always fun to see your average Joe competing with just to see where you would fit in the Twins lineup if they ever let you play. And that was Mickey Gasper for us.
It was a pros versus Joes, like during the regular game. And it happened quite a bit.
He was hilarious and very entertaining.
Yeah, he played way too much for a guy who he had a good spring training. And they're like, yeah, he can make the team. Why not?
So go around the horn. What is the lineup? Give me the starting lineup.
Yeah,
for those that don't know ball.
Yeah, projected right now, Jeffers will be behind the plate, and then Caratini was the guy we signed from Houston. They'll split time. Bell will be at first, Keishel at second, Lee at short, and then whoever decides to replace Lewis after he pulls his hamstring at third. Sorry, I don't have a lot.
That'll be coming any day.
But outfield will be Larnach, Buck, and Wallner, and then I'm not quite sure who DH will be. It'll probably be a rotating circumstance with that. I think Alan Rodin's going to play quite a bit. We'll probably see Austin Martin, who played well after he came back from injury last year. Maybe a little bit of James Outman, but at some point, one of these younger kids is going to be here. Jenkins is projected for early this year. Kalen Culpepper, Emmanuel Rodriguez. These guys are all going to be here this year.
Yeah, I mean, the farm system's good.
It is. It's very good. And it got better with the deadline last year.
Yeah, well, I mean, it had to. We just sold everyone away. I don't know that we got like the best return.
And I kind of did a little bit, I wouldn't say like a deep dive on it, but I kind of looked at a few things. I was curious to see what we traded versus what we got back and how they did after we acquired them or they went elsewhere. And it was 10 total guys we traded. Correa was a salary dump. We don't give a shit how he did or what we got for him. That was just to get rid of his contract. Duran, he was awesome. We all know he was awesome, but it was like Jax had a 4 ERA. Varland, it was like Varland, Stewart, Colomb all had 5+ ERAs. Paddock had a 6+ ERA. And then the three position players we traded, Castro hit like $150. Ty France barely played. He was a backup. And Harrison Bader actually did well for Philly. But, 4 of those players were so 6 of those 10 players were all free agents going into last offseason. So it's like whatever we got for them was a bonus because they were all going to be gone. Correa, like I said, was a salary dump. I didn't really care that he got traded. Duran, Jax, Varland were really the only ones that hurt. And I honestly think we got a pretty solid return on all 3 of them.
Okay. So great job. They stocked the farm system. Falvey now is out. And who's even running shit? Is it Tom Pohlad?
No,
what's even going on?
No, Jeremy Zoll is the guy that actually got promoted in the last week. He's been with the system. He was like an assistant GM. He's been here since 2018, 2019, something like that. So It sounds like he's actually running the show now. And then whoever was in charge for the pole ads is out, and there's basically a different pole ad in charge. So whether that changes anything or not, I highly doubt it. Honestly, the only benefit that I'm seeing right now already for this season out of the Pablo situation is going to be how they react to it.
Are they going to sign somebody?
A
real person?
Honestly, the best pitcher out there right now is Zach Littell, which would be he's probably he's been very good the last few years. He was in playoff teams for the last couple of years. He would probably fit in. He'd probably fit in above Ober. I would say he's better than Ober, but getting him before Pablo got hurt would have been nice. He's pretty much the only free agent left that's worth anything. I know there were some rumors about us potentially trying to make a trade for Sandy Alcantara. I don't think that's going to happen. It would cost too much probably. But the only good thing about the Pablo situation is if they don't do anything, if they don't even try to replace him and they're like, oh, let's just roll with what we have, they're going to piss off the fans even more.
Is that even
do they
possible?
even care?
I mean, I think it's just fan at this point. It's just fan. I don't think it's plural.
Yeah. I mean, ticket sales, season ticket holders just plummeted at the end of last year, and it's been going down all off season. If they keep going in the way that they're going, it's just going to keep going down. And at some point, the teams, they're going to be forced to sell the team at some point. So that's the one benefit of the Pablo situation, is it may push them into selling the team faster.
I don't know, man. Like that kind of gets me to like what I think we all really want to talk about. It's like, hey, here's the lineup and here's the staff and this and that. We got a good farm system, but like, what's even the point? So these kids can come up and be good and not get paid, and we have to like move off of it.
And then we unload them. Yeah.
We were all excited for the sale of this team, and the pole ad, whatever the hell, however many of them there are, we finally like win a playoff game. One of the most like despicable streaks in all of sports, of course, involving a Minnesota team, as it would be. And then they're like, cut payroll. And then they just were like, hey, we did it. You know, let's slash costs. And, you know, we always talk on the pod about like, we got to keep the balance sheet looking good. And they tanked their own franchise value to the point where they're like, well, now we can't sell it because we're not going to get anywhere near the return that we feel like we should. And for a professional team to like, what was it? It wasn't like, you know, some of these NFL teams or NBA teams where you see them, like, I think Boston recently, the Celtics were sold for like $5 or $6 billion. And the Twins was like, they couldn't even get like 1.7.
It was,
so
I
like,
think it was 1.7.
Well, they were going to clear their debt. Like,
it was,
how can you not sell this team?
It was whoever coming on board didn't want the debt. And the debt, and I don't know how, for as rich as you can be, you have a debt of, it was $400 or $500 million, and it's
not ever spending money. Like, what is this?
Get where that money went, but I actually did look it up. Payroll last year, going into 2025, was 142 mil. It was the highest we've had probably ever.
Last year,
yeah. And payroll this year, Correa was a big part of that, but payroll this year is 106 million as of right now, which is the lowest it's been since 2016. It's been a decade since we had a payroll this low.
How many players alone are making more than our entire team this season?
Probably a lot. Probably a lot. I mean, there's
no Ohtani is.
There's barely anybody under contract on this roster. Most of the roster is on rookie deals still.
Like, our third highest paid player is still Correa. Like, what we are paying this year, like to cover getting rid of him. And then like between him and like Pablo, who will not see the field for our team, is like, what, a third of the payroll?
Yeah, I think almost all of it is locked in between Pablo, Ryan, what we're paying Correa, and Buck, I think, is pretty much the majority of the payroll.
It is truly pathetic when you think about, you know, the new stadium being built, which now is like not new anymore. It's still sweet,
but it's 20 years old.
Yeah, it's getting like, that was the big thing. Like, let's build a stadium, and we're going to start spending money and we're going to contend and whatever. And it was like, it's happened a couple times, almost seemingly by accident, because even when you are contending, you think of like the Bomba squad. It's like, nah, let's not go add an arm or two at the deadline. We'll ride it out. And it's just, I think people are so fed up, they just don't even care anymore. And why should we?
Agreed. And there's been a couple times in the last decade that this team has been in a situation where the Bomba squad you mentioned was a big year. And then even the year we had the Toronto and we won that series and we won another game in Houston, it was like this team was one or maybe two pieces away from being a serious World Series contender those years. Like it was like right there, and they just were like, meh, you know what? These guys will be fine. You know, we'll start Randy Dobnak in a playoff game in Yankee Stadium. You know, like it was just absolutely absurd. And that's just kind of what they've done. Whether it gets better or not, I don't know. Yeah.
All we were asking for was to just re-sign Sonny Gray, and you guys couldn't even fucking do that.
Look at the domino effect from that decision.
I know.
Like everyone, like the whole front office is different, the coaching staff, except for
Sonny Gray didn't want to be here. He made that obvious. You know how many times he called out the coaching staff in post-game interviews when he was here?
And he was right.
He was tired of their shit. You threw 6 innings, you're getting into the lineup the third time, but you have 72 pitches. We're going to pull you because we don't want you to face the lineup again. And it's like the dude's allowed 1 hit. They do that shit to Ober all the time too. And it's like, and you know, Ober is definitely the most wishy-washy pitcher we've had in a long time. He either allows 8 runs or he throws 6 shutout innings. But there are games where you see these guys throwing 6 shutout innings and they have 70 pitches and they're like, all right, call the bullpen in. And it just makes no sense to me.
2 thoughts on that quick. One, I already forgot. The second one, that Bailey Ober ERA, that first start, it's always like Saturday in Kansas City. He's going to give up 9 runs in like an inning and a third, and then he'll be great for like 2 months.
Right. Exactly. And his ERA will be ballooned because of that one start. Yeah. And people will be like, oh, he's awful. He's got a 5 ERA. And you're like, well, if you take that one start off, he has a 2 ERA, you know, but it's hard to recover from stuff like that.
He's always rocking some dope cleats too. I remembered the other thing I thought of 2 seconds ago. It's going to be so funny to watch these Twins diehards on opening day when Shelton makes an early move to the pen. I'm hoping for that more than even any team success all year. Give me that on day one. The one thing people with Rocco, I think, was the biggest gripe was just like the handling of the bullpen. Too early. And it's not like you're going into that bullpen for a full slate of all-stars back there.
No, God, no. I mean, they're all gone. Who knows? I mean, rotation doesn't look great. I mean, losing Pablo obviously hurts. You still got Ryan and Ober to front that rotation.
Zebby?
Zebby will probably be the 5th now. I
like him.
I do too. I think Zebby is going to be a stud at some point. He showed a lot of glimpses of it last year. I think Festa will end up being a late inning reliever, potentially a future closer. Dude throws gas. But then I'm guessing that we'll probably have Taj Bradley. He'll probably be the 3rd in the rotation, and it'll more tthan likely be Woods Richardson.
I was going to say, when are we getting to SWR and his 4 2/3, 4 walks, 5 Ks, 8,000 pitches in 2.5 hours? Looking forward to it. If you couldn't tell. He'll be on my fantasy team, and I'm just like, God damn, man, could you ever in your fucking career just get me a quality start? But we don't do 6 innings, like you said. So that's, I mean, not the worst rotation. Like, that's the thing. Like, I was consuming a little Twins content about like the Pablo thing comes out, and as we've mentioned, all the other negativity around the team, and they're like, are we hitting rock bottom? And they're like, actually, I would think we're not even that close. Because if you look at the team isn't like the worst roster in the league or anything.
No.
Like the bullpen is like, who even are these dudes? That'll probably hurt them for sure. But like the lineup's not terrible. The rotation's not. It's fine. Like,
and the thing with this team,
AL
with what they've
Central,
got, it's like if you still had, say Pablo doesn't get hurt, you've got Pablo in that rotation. You've got a really good rotation. You've got a lot of depth if somebody does go down at some point for a month. You would at that point have Matthews, Festa, Mick Abel as guys that could come into that rotation as a fifth. But it's like lineup wise, if you have guys that like Buck stays healthy, Lewis stays healthy, Lee takes a step forward, Keishel's a beast. We know he's going to
Vasgersian MVP pick.
Yeah, there's actually been some people projecting him in MVP voting this year. Obviously, the team needs to be good enough for him to fall up into that stuff, but it's not just like one guy that was like a Minnesota writer. I've been seeing national writers putting him on that board. So that's actually, I do have some predictions I'll throw out before we're done. We'll see.
Vasgersian knows ball.
See if any of them hit this year. I think the only one I hit on last year was Buck playing 120 games.
What did you miss on? Those are the ones that are more fun.
I had the team being sold, missed on that. Obviously,
close.
I had Ryan getting Cy Young votes. He didn't. He pitched obviously really well last year, but the team was awful. He didn't get any votes there.
Because Scooball was just such an obvious.
Walner,
I guess, do they rank top 10 though? How do they even vote?
I think it's top 10. I think it's 1 through 10 for MVP and for Cy Young, I believe. I'm not positive. The only other one I can remember is I had Walner hitting 30. He hit 22 and he missed 70 games. So he probably would have gotten to 30 had he not gotten hurt and missed a couple months. So I
count it.
That's not bad. But and then Buck playing 120 games. I think he played 130. So
isn't that kind of the weirdest part of all of this? Is he's now finally kind of getting healthy, and we're seeing the best version of him,
and we wasted it.
Couldn't mean anything less,
right?
He is still a fun player to watch. Like if you're just watching this train wreck. Or if you somehow subscribe to this Twins TV or whatever, that they said they had 50,000 people subscribe to that. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Whatever. That sounds like Adam Silver reporting the All-Star ratings. Like, okay, dude, whatever. Show us your work. So I guess let me get back to like you were talking about the Pablo thing, signing somebody. Like if they don't handle that like correctly, you think that'll lead them to sell? Like, how do we sell this team? That's what I'm cheering for. What do I need to cheer for to get this team sold?
I think that them not doing anything is going to aggravate the fan base more than we could possibly be aggravated already. I think it's going to be pushed to the point where, because like I said, ticket sales, season ticket holders is at an all-time low right now.
They're set an attendance.
They'll sell out opening day, and I bet you Saturday, Sunday, opening weekend is going to be 10,000 people in the stands at tops. People don't want to go to games.
That's just ice. No.
And it's like, people don't want to go to games. We saw that at the end of the year last year. We were averaging less fans per game than we did when we were in the dome.
Which is just like
it was like mid 90s level attendance.
I disagree with you though. Like not doing anything because of Pablo, I feel like we all expect them to do nothing. So how are we going to get more like outraged when this is just the standard for the Twins?
Yeah.
They don't do shit.
True.
They'll try to dig some old they used to do this back when they were in the dome, like Levon Hernandez. Like we would just have some rando dude to try to get us into May because they don't want to call anybody up for the the service time, cheapskate bullshit.
Well, and that kind of is gone now. With the last players like bargaining thing, most of that like time served to get them into early versus the beginning of June, that's kind of gone.
That's a good way to talk about minor league baseball.
Like it's kind of gone. I mean, you see these guys for a lot of teams, these prospects coming up in April now. The service time doesn't matter as much anymore because of that collective bargaining agreement. So. Yeah. I'm hoping that's the case. I mean,
what they should do?
Just destroy spring training. And they're like, you know what?
Sign him. Give him that. Give him that Acuna contract. Like you've seen teams do
100%.
this where they're trying to get out in front of it before this guy's making $250 million.
Yeah, give him a long-term contract.
Give him that 7-year, 120.
Yeah, and you,
like
you lock him up.
It's a bad deal for him, but he's like,
100%.
give me this. If I can get this guaranteed $100 million now.
Yeah, they need
whatever,
to pay
dude.
him.
I'll get another.
Him and
contract.
Keishel need to get paid now.
And that's a cheap thing to do. So I'm surprised they're not all over this shit.
Yep. So,
Jake, who's your favorite Twins player?
Well, it was Mickey Gasper, so I'm gonna have to find a new one this year.
New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey, my Gasper one.
Here's my two favorites. Your answer, you're like, number 1, Gasper. Number 2, pass. Yeah, so it's like call these young guys up, I think is the way to get us entertained at least. Like get Jenkins up here. Is he with the MLB crew in AAA? Okay.
Yeah, he's with AAA. So he was there for the last, I think, month or month and a half of last year and did really well. So he'll be here this year for sure.
I would rather watch him play in my spring training ball than anything that is going to be on my television in the regular season if he's not playing.
Right.
Like that's where my interests reside.
Well, that's the only reason I tuned into anything in September is once Keishel came back was to watch him. That's it. Yeah. You know, like that's what I want to see. I want to see these kids play. But I know you guys got other things to get to here too. I'm gonna we'll rattle off my my bold predictions for the year. So,
man, this is gonna be.
We'll see. We'll see. I did
allow for some commentary between proclamations.
We kind of talked about this one just a little bit ago with Keishel. I'm on that board where I think he gets some MVP votes. I'm going to throw that one out there as one of the bold predictions. So
you love the votes, man.
You know,
do you got some sort of media connection where you can lean on them to influence your bold prediction?
You rock the vote.
No, I'm just going with that and kind of going with the trend that I had last year. I'll tell you, it was a lot harder to come up with these this year than it was last year. So with the Buck playing 120 games, I originally said Royce playing 100, but he played 106 last year, so that didn't really work. So I put Royce playing 120 games. That one's going to fail by about the first week of the season, but
you know what?
In there.
That might act like because the other we didn't talk about this either, but like how many games did you say he played? 102?
He played 106 last year, and that blew my mind because he was so bad.
106. That's the thing is like he was bad, dude. So it's not like, hey, if he's just healthy, we got a stud over here.
He hit 230.
We finally got to that point where like, you know what,
think
man?
He was
being injured every year isn't going to help your development.
I think he was playing injured the entire season, honestly.
And he's just like, hey, I just can't go on the IL again. It just looks too bad, so I'll just play terrible.
Yeah, so he wouldn't be
Rocco's leadership for you.
Next bold prediction one, and I kind of already said what I thought the record was going to be. I have them. I as a bold prediction, I said they're going to go 500. I don't think they're going to go 500. Honestly.
Man, you just
that's just the bold. That's absolutely the high point is if they go 500. But I think they're probably going to be. They're going to be probably 15 games under. Sadly,
man, you love that Kool-Aid, don't you? Especially this time of year.
I have 3 players hitting 30 home runs.
Wallner and who else?
Buck, Wallner. I don't know who the third one is. I just said 3. Honestly, I said 3 because Wallner and Buck can easily do it.
You're just playing the numbers game.
But I was just like, you know what? 2 is like 2 guys hit 30 home runs for like every team every year, pretty much. So
yeah, that's just
kind of the league. Let's throw 3 out there. You know, maybe Keishel gets up there. Maybe Jenkins comes up and tears it up.
Larnach? Is he still on the team?
He's still here. That actually kind of leads me into the third one. Deadline. Or even before, I have Larnach, Jeffers, and Joe Ryan all getting traded.
So a mild deadline.
Okay.
Interesting.
I like that.
Not doing much compared to previous seasons.
I think Joe Ryan is getting fed up with what's going on.
And he's going to be getting paid.
He wants to win, and he's going to get paid somewhere else. But I don't see him. I don't want to see him leave. But I just don't see him here within the next year or 2 anymore. I don't see him being here anymore.
That's fair.
Yeah, and if they're so bad, like it makes sense to do it. You know, it's crazy he didn't get top 10 votes even for the AL. Because he was a top 10 pitcher in the AL last year for sure.
Yeah, he was really good last year.
I have to check on that, but yeah. So I mean, 500 ceiling. That probably keeps you in the wild. I mean, that extra wild card just keeps everybody interested. I think that's the reason they have it.
It's like honestly. The 9 and 10 seed in the NBA. Why are we
playing?
Doing this?
Yeah.
Like, why are we doing this?
Why are we doing another tournament?
There's a team that's 8 games under 500 that has a chance to get in the playoffs just to get destroyed by the 1 seed. Why are we doing this? They do it in every sport.
When do we see Jenkins? For real?
I think we get him by mid-May at latest.
Okay.
So with how he played in spring training, I think he's going to be here real quick.
Is he the call-up when Buxton goes down? We should be preparing for this.
When Buxton goes down. Yeah, I do believe so. 100%.
Is he a center fielder, though?
He's a corner outfielder. They'll scoot somebody else over to center.
Keishel, maybe, or
they have
Austin Martin out there a little bit.
Martin will probably end up in center field. I do like Austin Martin. He doesn't really have a great offensive tool, but he's a good defender for sure.
Hell yeah. Well, I think we're all thrilled. We just want the team sold, I think. Like
that's my number.
How do we make that
happen?
Now? Like
I want the team sold and I want the kids up. That's my top 2 things. I want to see Mick Abel. I want to see Bradley, Jenkins. I want to see all of these guys up. Kalen Culpepper, Rodriguez.
You know what this is sounding like to me? Some fairly decent St. Paul Saints attendance numbers this year. Just down the
that's where the real game's gonna be at.
They got a pretty insane roster. So
yeah, good. That's usually you can count on Buxton being there for like a 2 or 3 home run game once per summer. I try to get out there for those ones. All right, man. Well, good stuff. 500, man. I guess you'd rather be at least in the mix, but I almost want these guys to just be so bad just to have some change happen within the organization.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we want, but that's not going to lead to like the team's value is not going up anytime soon. The attendance is going to be terrible. They're not going to be buyers in any way. They're going to probably sell off a bunch of people for prospects. So then it's, 2-3 years down the road is what we got to be looking at.
Yeah. When
these guys are probably all getting into their, or on the cusp of their prime or whatever, or getting, solidified in the league. We got to be having new owners by then for sure. The
system is stacked to be set up for like a 27-28 situation where all of these big guys are going to be here at once. It's going to be honestly shades of early 2000s when we got all of those guys all at once. That's kind of what we're going to be looking at here very soon.
But if there's a salary cap at that point, does that actually play into our favor? We'll see if that happens. Otherwise,
I think a salary floor is more likely than a cap.
Why would anyone care? Like, if there's no cap, why would anyone care about baseball? I'm just going to tune in on October and watch the Dodgers win again in their $9 billion payroll. Like, credit to them. Like, they're going after it. Good for them.
Yeah, they're working around what is possible. I mean, by pushing all these contracts out, and
we're like, can we afford Jeffers?
Well, and people are like, people look at it and they're like, well, they're going to be paying for the Ohtani contract in 10 years. And it's like,
that's already paid for itself.
But guess what? What stops them in 10 years when they have to start paying that out from just taking the next superstar and delaying all of their contract and paying Ohtani that money at that time? There's nothing saying that they don't just keep that. That's the biggest thing, is they need to axe these delayed contracts. If you're on the roster, you're getting paid now. Like these, no more of this. You're going to get, like, I think Ohtani made like $2 million last year, which is insane.
More than our entire team.
Yeah.
Bobby Bonito, shout out.
Yeah.
He'll be getting that. When's Bobby Bonilla Day? I never know. And all of a sudden, every year it's like Bonilla Day.
It's July 1st, and he's still getting paid for like another decade. It's like
I think he's getting paid longer than Ohtani's contract's going to go still. So
Is it really?
I think so. Yeah.
I want to say it's through like 2035 is his contract, like $1 million or 1.1 million a year or something like that.
That's so sick.
Stupid. All because the Mets did some shady ass shit back then.
It's 2035.
Yeah, 2035. That's
year.
nuts.
Yep.
God,
That's nuts.
man.
The contract was signed in like 2000 or something. Like,
Yep,
Smart.
1999. Yep.
1999. Yeah, that's crazy.
I like it. All right, last baseball question, and we'll let you go. When are we going to see robot sirs?
Honestly, sooner than later, I think.
Will they be just as bad?
It sounds like they approved the challenge system this year for strikes and balls, which
you used to be able. When did you be able? When could you challenge? When did that happen?
They did it a lot, and they tested in the minor leagues the last couple of years. I actually went to a Saints game, and they
balls and strikes.
Yeah, so I think each team gets like 2 or 3 a game, and basically all that they do. And you saw some players last year do it, and they got in trouble. I think they like tipped their cap or something, tip their helmet to call it. And you saw some players do that, and they got tossed out of games last year because it was shit throwing shade at the umpires. But basically, what they would do was they would be, hey, we're challenging it. They'd put it right up on the video board, the box. They put it right up on the video board. They'd show where the ball would go, and then the ump would change the call, or it would stay the same. And it took like 10 seconds, and then they went right back to the game. And it was, I want to say it was kind of like this system with like football where you get a challenge, right? Or maybe it's basketball. You get one, you get another one. So I think it was like 2 a game, and then you could get a third or something like that. And I think that did get implemented this year, which I'm fine with, because there needs to be accountability for the umps. They have been absolutely awful for the last couple of years, worse than ever.
Yeah, listen up, Silver.
You're really exposing these sirs, balls and strikes, putting it up on the board for all to see.
Good.
And they should. It's accountability. That's how I see it.
Like that one bit. I feel like they're gonna have to honor the balls and strike. Like if there's somewhere you're like, dude, Angel Hernandez, like what the fuck?
Right.
Like that was in the dirt, man. What are you calling that a strike for?
Well, and they give them scorecards just like anybody else. They get their scorecards, and those do go out to the public, but then they never act on them. So it's like you get guys that are like, well, he called 180 pitches in this game, and he only had 1 wrong, and it's like good props to him. But then you get guys that miss 20 pitches, and you're like, he doesn't get fined, he doesn't get suspended or kicked off of anything. They just keep letting him do his job. It's like if I make those mistakes,
the choir here, brother.
Sounds like the 2-minute report.
Yeah, which still is wrong sometimes. Oh man, yeah, I feel like the sirs, they're gonna be like quick to toss people out because they're all gonna be pissed off because all their mistakes are getting put on the jumbotron. that might get me into the stadium for at least one game. But all right, dude. Good stuff. Twins territory. It's burning to the ground. We gotta get this thing figured out. You can hang on and talk. We're gonna talk some ant and some golf here, or you can bounce, whatever. If you wanna.
Sounds good. I'll just stick around with you guys.
Yeah, you don't want to be the one to collapse in a quad box. You don't want that on your resume. All right, everybody's favorite weekend, NBA All-Star Weekend. Ant emerges as the MVP in the new, what are we calling it, quarterly format? It's more pickup ball style, but Jake, first of all, did you watch any of it? I'm guessing no. And then what are your thoughts on Ant adding this to his resume?
Yeah, no, watch 0. I still don't support the NBA besides Wolves, and I don't even want to do that. So
they make it hard.
They make it tough. But it was awesome though. It's crazy to see. Like 2 years ago, Ant was fucking around shooting left-handed for the All-Star game, not taking any cares about it. And then last year he played like 2 minutes, got hurt and dipped. And then this year he's All-Star. So I don't know. It's weird. It's cool. It's awesome. I think the best part about it was just all the interviews we got with Ant, of him just being mic'd up and walking around, just so everybody can just kind of see who Ant is and get the rest of the world to see how special and how much personality and stuff that he's got, that he brings. I always like the like the face of the league stuff is always being asked at him. It's like no matter how much he pushes it away, it's inevitable that it's going to be him. He's just such a likable dude, so it's just too easy for him to fall in that role. So that was my favorite part of All-Star Weekend, at least.
Yeah, he's built for the whole weekend. Like, I'm sure it's a pain to do all these interviews, but like he's just so good at it compared like most of these guys, like Booker, he's got nothing to say. Your boy Phil.
He's so bad that he's good.
No,
he has no training at all.
That's Jake's. You're the anti-Booker guy.
Booker.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like him either, but that's Jake's boy. I don't like anybody though. I did watch a little bit. Once I found out that Ant's team won the first game, I was like, well, let's tune in and let's just see if he can win MVP. That was pretty much all I was tuned in for. Seemed pretty competitive until the last game. So that was fun. But also find someone to talk about you how Ant talks about Jaden McDaniels, because that was my favorite quote from the weekend.
Yeah, that was sick. He basically was like, you watching Timberwolves games, watch number 3. And he ain't wrong. I love him putting that on. And then I'm not even going to give any airtime to that Atlanta Hawks nonsense that came out. But my reply to that was like, you think he wants away from Nas and Jaden, after what they're building up here? Like, dude, we're going to be freaking out on X about some muffled like whisper in a stadium. Like, oh, we heard him say he wants to come to the Hawks. And we're like, okay, logging off.
Every fan base does it, by the way. Us with Joe Burrow and the Vikes right now. So let's not pretend this doesn't happen here, Wolves fans. Let's just chill.
That is true. How much time did we just spend with talking about Giannis?
Right. Let's pump the hate brakes. Every fan base does it.
But this case, I'm like, dude, off of like a whisper, I'm like, that's kind of outrageous. At least Giannis is like available, so we think. Shams, I don't know. Give me back Woj. I liked him better. Yeah, I'm surprised Ant tried. Like, I thought he was going to maybe not even play. And I'm like, after he wasn't named a starter, I'm like, good. Fuck this game. Don't even show up. And it was like he's jumping center against Wemby. So you're like, he might be goofing around again. And then Wemby just went ape to start the game. And I feel like those guys were like, we can't just be letting him run all over us. And I think there was this like, you know what? You guys are all just dick riding all the international players. Let's go out here and like beat these dudes. Like, and Luka just like checked out. I didn't even see Jokic in the game that I watched. Was he even there? I don't know. So they didn't really give a shit. Wemby did, and somehow they had Norman Powell. Apparently he's Chinese. I don't know what's going on. So good for him. Just getting that for the resume, to me, was like the most important of any that. Like, we don't know what this game will look like next year, if they even have it. Hopefully they don't. But he was able to get, like, he had 32, like 8 and like, it wasn't like some of these other 200 to 195 where like 4 guys have 50 and they're shooting like half court threes or whatever. So I like that he just got it. It was there to get kind of in that last game. And shout out to Silver again for like, we just have like a team full of all the old dudes. And guess what? The final quarter, they were fucking tired as hell and they just got ran over. Yep. So we'll see what awesome changes he makes next year. We got to do PJ one and done. And then if there's any shout outs, Jake, I'm going to pass the baton over to you. You're our bookkeeper.
Our bookkeeper over here for that.
You're our poll lad.
Yeah, one of the many.
Congrats.
Strong.
That was the meanest thing I think I've ever said.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up, but that's all right. That's funny. So last week, Pebble Beach, we had Mav McNeely, T29 for 125,000. Not very good. We dropped from 78th to 88th in the standings.
Another 6 Sunday out of him.
Yeah, another awesome Sunday out of all of our guys, which sucks. But now we're on to the Genesis. We sent in our picks last night. We ended up with Tommy Fleetwood, who is sitting, I think, -2 right now. That's like T11 after round 1.
Big Eagle at the end.
Yeah, and 17. That was good. Needed that. Yeah. So here's throwing our chips into one of the top players in the world right now. So hopefully we can strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah, unfortunately, everyone else did too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, he was
20%.
chalk.
Was he?
Chalk is chalk for a reason.
Did you
that's
bet
okay.
Bridgman this week?
I sure did.
Hell yeah. What was his number? Was he in the 49ers or 99ers?
No, he's in the 99ers again.
There's only 4 possible choices you can have for odds in the Kalshi app. Or maybe there's more if there's like
Once
some
it's
of those guys at the top
above
get like
the
a little
330
bit.
something. Yeah, it's like 330, 49, and 99.
Yeah, it's like plus 3, 2, 3, 4. There's like a bunch of dudes there. Basically 33 to 1. Yeah. And then Scotty has his number, and then there's like kind of some different. I never go to the top, so I don't even really know. But like, I do like living in that 49 zone because Bridgman's been cooking. Him and Gerard should just do a pay-per-view match play. The 2 best golfers in the world. There's an idea.
That
So
bet has made the golfing way more fun though. Cause like last week at Pebble, I think I had 5 or 6 dudes that was just circulating throughout the top 15 all Sunday, and that just made it so much more enjoyable to watch. Of course, none of it hit, and the one that did was just my backup plan of $10 on Colin Morikawa, who ended up winning. But I recouped about half of my bets, so I'll take it. But
that was a curse bet, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Did not work.
I hate when those hit.
That was a fun Sunday at Pebble, and it makes me really look forward to U.S. Open Pebble next year. For so many reasons. The Pro-Am can be what do we have? We had a no cut, you got the Pro-Am, you're playing 2 different courses on Thursday, Friday. Like US Open's going to be a lot of fun next June, I believe.
Yep. Just classic. We just need the weather. That's what makes it
right.
Like that's how you optimize that golf course. But also like these dudes are playing hole 18 in 45 minutes. They're just looking at the ball like, dude, get up and hit. This wind ain't going anywhere. All right. We're gonna be here all fucking day. And
Sam Burns.
So Bridgman, he was in the mix and then he just airmailed 16 green. And you're like, dude, what in the hell was that? That was just an automatic bogey. And then, but just getting a little taste of that. And then here he is right away again. I think, is he T1 or no? Of course, Aaron Rye.
Oh, he was T1 last I saw.
Aaron Rye he's on a little run here. He's got 2 holes to play. I think they must have stopped for the day, but
Aaron Rye, first round leader, perhaps.
God, he's got like 6 birdies and an eagle, and of course, no fingerprints left behind. Just out there cooking. But yeah, Bridgman being right back in it. I feel like that's usually like a good sign. But you're right, man. Like the gambling part of this it's better than the DraftKings stuff, even I think.
Way better. Right
and
now,
DraftKings is very fun, but it's like you do have to like have a perfect situation. And even when that doesn't happen, you're like, you still have a very, very good lineup. And let's say you finish in the top 100. Like, what are you winning? $100? 150?
Maybe,
right?
Yeah.
Like all these outright winners are multiple hundreds, if not more. So it's like you get 3 or 4 of these dudes in the mix. It's pretty good, man. You'll probably hit because you know what you're doing. You listen to like we're deep in the weeds and all this stuff. Like you'll have a good chance to hit like. I mean, how many you actually hit? Maybe 4, between 4 or 5, 4, 5, 6 range or something like 6, 7. But like most of the time you'll have somebody in the mix.
Yeah.
But you'll also find out that like, God, these golfers, dude, you can't trust any of them. Like buckle up for some just crazy shit and watch out for Brian Campbell. That motherfucker. I saw him at 2 under and I just had to think on it. Double checking now. He must have fallen off. So Fleetwood, fun guy to cheer for too. So he was scraping it around when it was pretty shitty out there, raining earlier, but I didn't see he had an eagle until I just saw like, how did he get to 2 under? So good pick. I like that. It was the first one we were all kind of. Did you have him as well on your rankings, Jake?
Yeah, he was 2 on mine, and you guys had him number 1. So that's the first time all 3 of us voted for one person.
Yeah, this is gonna either be really good or really bad, but he's in the mix. All right, we're getting to that end of the pod hour, ladies and gentlemen. Any shout outs from the crew?
I got 2 quick ones. First one is Cade Cunningham. He's finally broke the top 3 MVP voters. That was Luka, SGA, and Jokic for like 2.5 years straight or something like that. Some sites have him as the number 3 now, so that's tight. Good for him. Way to
I like him.
break the normalcy. Yeah,
I like the Pistons too. Like
number 1 in the East, so that's an easy vote I would take for him. So I'm not going to vote for SGA. So ever.
No, fuck him.
And then second shout out would be Anthony Kim on his W last weekend for Live. That was sick. That was awesome to watch. Just the road he's been down is just horrible. It's for him to come back and win a tournament. I don't care if it's Live or anything like that. That's a huge thing to do. He's chased down Bryson and Rahm on Sunday, so that was just sweet to watch and just awesome to watch the highlights.
Wasn't he 5 back of both of them to start the last round?
Yeah,
that's awesome. And this is the most coverage Liv has gotten like ever.
Right.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest thing that's ever come out of them. Yeah, this
is
awesome.
Look what happens when you do 4 rounds, huh?
Yeah.
People love it. Yeah, if you're beating Bryson and Rahm, I don't care what tournament it is. Like, that's real shit.
Hell yeah.
Any shout outs from anybody else? I got one I can throw out.
Nope, I'm good.
Let's talk some puck. Couple of walk-offs in last 2 days, man. Like, we got to shout them out. The women getting the gold today over Canada.
That was a sick game. Got to watch that in the rain delay.
It was perfect. Like, it was almost like the fix was in.
That pass was nasty to end that game.
Yeah. I mean, sudden death puck, nothing quite like it. And it does seem like we might be on another collision course for USA Canada
in the men's
regional. Yeah. But right now we're down to the Sweet 4. I can't remember who we play or when we play. I never know what the fuck's going on with the Olympics. And then at like 11:15 every day, I'm like, oh fuck, what's on? And then I got to try to move some things around and watch a little curling. Curling is always on. How many leagues and divisions? Curling, like, they're just like, or are they just still, they're like, this is a scrimmage, or they're just doing a regular season.
It's wrapping up now. I think women's plays the final or the Sweet 4 tomorrow, and then I think the men's finals gold medal games tomorrow. So
now we're talking.
USA's not in that, but USA women's, they're going strong.
Let's get it.
Nice.
Got to get some more medallions.
Love talking stone.
It's been getting heated. Canadians are cheating. Man, who knew? All the drama with the Stones, rocking them Stones. All right, fellas. Wolves back tomorrow night. Haven't played in 19 business days or something. It feels like it's been a long time, but we got to get back to watching these boys. They will not show up at all. It's against Dallas. Cooper Flag, I think, is out already.
Right.
We know how this goes. Mike's back. Yeah. The tribute video might be getting broadcast. All right, Tommy Fleetwood, bring it home, buddy. We need it quite bad. Seriously.
Please help.
Really bad. This podcast might end if you do not win. All right. Bless up. We'll see you guys next week. Later.